delegates, and welcome to episode 4 of the EmpireMUNC Training Initiative, A New Arc. Today we'll be walking through the crisis or backroom elements of crisis committees. From writing a note to building an arc, there are different factors that differentiate crisis from other committee types. Please be advised that every conference is different, and this guide is based upon EmpireMUNC's standard policies and procedures for crisis committees. Last session we covered the front room of crisis committees, but it is the backroom crisis elements that truly make it unique. When discussing the backroom, what most conferences are referring to is its ability for delegates to unilaterally interact with the committee through their personal powers. Because delegates in crisis committees are usually individuals, typically with access to personal resources such as money, connections, or military forces, they are able to use these elements to pursue their personal objectives privately, regardless of their speeches and actions in the front room. For example, as the Minister of Agriculture in a hypothetical dystopia committee, a delegate could order their grain collector to siphon part of the harvest into a private reserve, then use that private food reserve to buy the allegiance of key towns and cities. Delegates engage these personal powers by issuing instructions and crisis notes, which are written in notepads given to delegates. Each delegate receives 2 notepads. One notepad is sent to the crisis team, while the other remains with the delegate until the counterpart is returned, at which time they can be exchanged, ensuring that delegates always have the ability to write crisis notes. But what is a crisis note? A crisis note can be thought of as a set of directions or instructions, which this crisis team will answer to, with a response explaining the result of the action delegates have taken. Good crisis notes typically are composed of 3 parts: objectives, actions, and resources. So, good crisis notes carry a specific objective which delegates hope to achieve, which can range from gaining political power to addressing crisis updates unilaterally. Regardless of the objective, clearly specifying to the notes provided valuable context for the crisis team who will respond to your note. Once an objective is determined, delegates should detail the actions undertaken to achieve it. These actions will realistically lead to the completion of the objective. For example, if my objective were to raise capital for my new political action committee, I might acquire funding by starting a chain of bubble tea shops, which spread rapidly because of the addictive recipes I use. These actions, opening the bubble shop, enable their rapid growth, with the recipes together support my overall objective of making money I need to research. Crisis notes should employ specific resources available to the delegate, whether these are advanced self-driving cars or rockets that can carry one of those cars to Mars. Delegates should explain the resources they're using and how they will obtain them, if not explicitly provided in their character biography. In the case of my hypothetical boba shops, I could use my cousin Charlie to start them because of his previous experience as a boba shop manager and gain the startup cash from my savings. Individual crisis notes allow delegates to pursue specific near-term objectives. However, when pieced together, they can form pieces of a larger campaign referred to as crisis arcs. While a long note might start a new political party, its overall arc could be much bigger, leading to a run for presidency or a revolution. If delegates wish to effect large, significant impacts throughout crisis, they should consider how to engage through not just one note, but their notes, multiple notes in support of their overarching crisis arc. If you enjoyed the previous 2 videos, then you might well be suited for a future career as a world-conquering, note-writing, Machiavelli impersonating crisis delegate. However, the back room is only one half of the equation, and balancing both the front and back room is key to success in a crisis committee. For more information on Mall United Nations and conference prep, click the link below, a shameless plug for our conference, EmpireMUNC, the premier college-run Mall United Nations conference for high school students.